What up YouTube, it's Misery's Company. In this video, let's talk about the massive patch notes to the game that are coming in literally just under 24 hours by the time you're watching this video. I am very excited for the majority of this patch. In fact, there's very little that I don't think is good news in at least some capacity for Diablo Immortal. We're going to talk about all of it. I'm not going to go into details on everything. I'm trying to run through it as fast as possible because there is so much content that is coming to the game, which you should all be very excited about if you clicked on this video and are interested in watching more Diablo Immortal information. And if you are interested in this type of information, make sure you smash the subscribe button because I am bringing you regularly Diablo Immortal content for the long run, even past Diablo 4's release date. I am still going to be right here making content for Diablo Immortal. So without further ado, let's get straight to it. Okay, so like I said, grab a rod, a fishing rod, because Diablo Immortal is getting fishing, which is going to be super, super exciting. Like I said, we're not going to go through all the introductions. I read through this basically twice. I know, I'm that guy. But I do want to make sure I cover all the important stuff while leaving out the sort of like fluff. So the update is going live on February 21st from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. PST for Oceania, China, East Asia, Southeast Asia, and European servers. February 22nd from 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. PST for servers in the Americas. Now, moving on. So we are getting 36 brand new legendary items for literally all the classes. 36 total, but several for each of the classes. We're just going to run through these really, really quickly. So the Barbarian is getting offhand Hammer of the Ancients, now creates a barrier of earth that prevents enemies from entering or exiting the area it strikes. Okay, sounds like a nice little trap for PvP. Pants Ground Stomp now calls on the power of the Ancients to appear and periodically stomp the ground around you. Okay, interesting. Head is Demoralizing Roar, now unleashes a primal roar that knocks back and damages enemies. Enemies knocked back into the walls are also stunned for 3 seconds. Okay, so we're seeing some interesting combination here already between the offhand and the head, where the offhand creates a barrier and the head shouts them basically and knocks them into the wall, doing damage. Interesting. And then main hand, when Frenzy deals a critical hit, which happens very often, your primary attack speed is increased by 50% for 2 seconds. That's pretty nuts because, like I said, the critical hits do happen pretty often, so there's probably a pretty decent amount of uptime you could have on this, so that's pretty nutty. And then it's just making your attacks go even faster, which is even more crazy. Super cool. Love that already. Back my mic up just a hair. Shoulders, sprint leaves a whirlwind tunnel in your wake, allowing allies to pass through it to gain 30% increased movement speed for 2 seconds. I think that also replaces the fire, because I feel like the shoulders is the one that gives you like the fire trail. So maybe not the most. It's good for overworld farming. I'll leave it at that. Whatever. Chest. Furious Charge also reduces enemy movement speed by 40%. 40%. Oh my god, it's almost half. 40% for 4 seconds. That feels really good, especially for PvP. Developers note Barbarians will gain additional zone control with Hammer of the Ancients. Hammer of the Ancients Earthen Barrier. The Earthen Barrier traps enemies in a small area and creates walls that can be used as a combo with the Demoralizing Roar. Wow, it's almost like I said that. Super cool. Moving on to Crusader right here. So Crusader, the offhand consecration deals 30% increased damage to enemies suffering total loss of control. Okay. Chest, Drawn Quarter now also grants you immunity to knockback effects after 3 seconds, or for 3 seconds. This is good because a lot of people don't use the horse in PvP for that reason, that you can just easily get knocked off of it or CC'd down. So that's pretty good. I like that. Pants, Shield Charge now raises a holy barricade before you instead of causing you to charge forward. This barricade moves with you, blocks enemies' projectiles, and decreases all damage that taken from the front by 50%. So making you hella tanky as a Crusader, which sounds about right. Shoulder, Sacred Chain now attaches to a single enemy, allowing you to render judgment on their soul. Heck yeah, metal. Once condemned, the chains will explode, dealing damage to and stunning all nearby enemies for 4 seconds. 4 seconds is a long stun, given it won't be that long in PvP when you have different stats boosted, but that's still really, really good for PvP. A lot of control, just period, end of story, lots of control. Main hand, Falling Sword now swings a giant sword into the ground, knocking enemies away and stunning them for 3 seconds. Again, more CC, which is always good. Head, sweep attack damage increased by 10%. That feels very low. Developers notes, for the Crusader, we are introducing an additional ranged stun of Sacred Chain aimed with the purpose of providing Crusaders more opportunities to start engagements. That is very interesting, especially with the opener to the charge. Drawn Quarter, which is what's done on next. The opener can be followed up with a Drawn Quarter to close the gap and Shield Charge to provide defensive group utility. See, I was actually saying the opposite. Use Drawn Quarter to get close and then stun them. Yeah, so this makes it seem like you would use this as the opener, the chain, into Drawn Quarter, but I would do Drawn Quarter into the Sacred Chain. But I don't know, whatever. Demon Hunter. Headpiece. Escape now also drops a trap that explodes after a short delay, dealing damage to all nearby enemies. Okay. Shoulders. Daring Swing now immobilizes any enemy it hits, preventing them from moving or attacking until they take damage again. Wow. All right. That's a lot of CC. That's pretty cool. Oh, any enemies. Oh, so it could be multiple. That's actually, it sounds good. That sounds a little too good to be true. That's why I hesitate with that. So chest. Vengeance now fully consumes you. Increases your primary attack speed by 40% for 4 seconds, but you can no longer specifically target enemies. So you're just attacking randomly. Okay, I mean, it still seems good. Main hand. Impale now causes your primary attacks to also hurl penetrating knives that deal damage to all enemies they pass through. That seems pretty good. If I remember correctly, the Demon Hunter really only has like one main hand and one offhand that is actually like worth anything. That could be good. Interesting. I don't know. I don't recognize Impale though as a skill that I remember being part of the meta for Demon Hunters. But okay, moving on. Offhand. Being near a sentry increases your primary attack speed by 10%. Meh. It'd be kind of cool if it stacks, where you just drop a bunch of sentries and then get bonus attack speed. That'd be kind of cool. Pants. Daring Swing now also increases your primary attack speed by 30% for 4 seconds. What is with this 4-second thing? Is that a trend? Is that a sign of some kind? Developer notes. For the Demon Hunter, the focus is on bolstering your primary attack speed. Daring Swing can increase your primary attack speed while you're out exploring, while being near a sentry can provide you with additional primary attack speed while you are defending a key position. Okay, so basically it's saying, yeah, in tandem, working together, you can use Daring Swing to move around, get additional attack speed, and then the other one allows you to, okay. I get what they're going for. That's probably more viable than the last set of legendaries the Demon Hunter got, so that should be good. That should be a pretty decent W there. Monk. Let's see what they did. So the chest. Inner Sanctuary now also grants immunity to knockbacks to allies within the area. Good lord. The monk is so good. All right, offhand. Wave Strike now causes your primary attacks to unleash an explosion, damaging nearby enemies. Offhand, Wave Strike. Okay, I don't remember what Wave Strike is, but it causes your primary attacks to unleash an explosion. That just feels good for PvE especially, and maybe even more of a burst window for PvP. I don't know. Monks, let me know in the comments below if you like these legendaries or not. I don't really remember all the names. Mystic Strike now also increases your primary attack speed by 30% for 4 seconds. Oh, imagine that, 4 seconds. I bet you the next one's 4 seconds too. Hint, I saw it right there. All right, Headpiece. Dealing damage to enemies afflicted by Exploding Palm can increase its remaining cooldown by 0.5 seconds up to a maximum of 4 seconds. 4 seconds. Love that. Legs. Flying Kick now unleashes a strong kick to a single enemy that knocks them back a large distance. Interesting. The kicked enemy inflicts a short knockback and deals damage to any other enemy. Oh, so basically you kick one enemy and it can knock back other enemies that it runs into. That's actually a really cool. That's really cool. I like that a lot. I forgot the word I was going to say to describe that, but that's a really cool. I like that a lot. Main hand. 7-sided strike now causes your primary attacks to conjure a spirit ally to unleash a powerful strike on your target, damaging any enemies in its path. Interesting. So what is the dev notes here? The monk's legendary items add additional variations to primary attack builds with a focus on short burst of primary attacks. Attack speed from Mystic Strike. 7-sided strike and Wave Strike will provide beneficial effects, causing your primary attacks to deal additional damage. It definitely seems like they are going for that build for a lot of different classes, where you have the ability of focusing on skills or buffing your primary attack, like your auto attack, if you will. I like that. More build variety is what this game needs in the long run. And I feel like we're getting to a decent spot with that. Like as a wizard especially, I know that it's probably like the best class when it comes to having a lot of different good variations. I never feel like there isn't a build that I could try. There's several builds that are viable, some more so than others when it comes to different things. And I feel like that is their target. So I feel like this will help the monk with that, which is actually pretty exciting. God, I don't want to go back to the monk, but this is making me want to go back to the monk. I like the monk. Moving on. Necromancer Headpiece. Command Golem now also sacrifices 10% of your current life to increase your golem's damage by 15%. I mean, 15 is more than 10, so that seems good to me. Offhand. Command Golem now also deals 10% additional damage to enemies for each harmful effect they suffer from, up to a maximum of 40%. Command Golem now deals 10% additional damage to enemies for each harmful effect they suffer from. Okay, so basically you put a bunch of harmful effects on enemies and your Command Golem does more damage. Got it. And this is the offhand, which there's some viability. Like this is the one where you get like those massive summons. So this could be pretty good. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, but I feel like this could be pretty viable. All right, shoulders. Bone spikes now also reduce the movement speed of any enemies hit by 40% for 4 seconds. Motherfucking 4 seconds. Main hand. Command golem now summons a poison golem that can leap to a target location to unleash a blast wave of corrosive acid, damaging nearby enemies, causing them to take additional damage. Wow. That sounds sick. Sick. Get it? Poison? Sick. You get it. That actually sounds really good, especially in tandem with some of the other ones. Chest. Wraith form now also conjures 2 race in random directions. That's actually really cool for PvP, to get away from like anyone. That I liked it a lot. Pants. Grimscythe now also chills enemies to the bone, reducing their attacks and movement speed by 30% for 3 seconds. Yes, not 4 seconds. It's 3. Yeah, suck it. Anyway, dev notes: the Necromancer legendaries items focus on increasing the power of your command golem by applying harmful effects to enemies. Yeah, makes total sense. The wizard, the one that we all came here for. We are 11 minutes in and not even through half of these patch notes. Let's go. And I said it was going to be fast. Oh my goodness. So Pants. Disintegrate deals additional damage every 3 hits. This, when I first read this, I interpret this as being that 3 seconds really of taking damage, which could make Disintegrate a stronger single target damage. Because keep in mind, this is on the Pants slot, which means you'd be getting rid of, while using the Disintegrate build, the one that makes Disintegrate do multiple beams. So it'd be interesting to see which one does more single target damage. Because right now, the best single target damage is the auto attack build for the wizard. So this could, in theory, make an interesting counter build to that by using Disintegrate. So that'll be interesting to test out. I look forward to testing that out. And of course, I will update y'all on what the best build is for single target, especially when it comes to raids. That's why I test it the most, because I actually really do love raid progression. Moving on though, chest. This one is the one that kind of confused me. So Lightning Nova now unleashes a single uncontrollable arc that jumps chaotically between enemies, dealing damage to any enemies it touches. It's written so vaguely. I don't know if this will be good or not. It'll be interesting. I definitely want to try it out. And it's on the chest piece, which checks out. That's where most of the Lightning Nova buff / change of appearance looks like and goes to. So a arc that jumps chaotically between enemies. Is that fast? I mean, chaotically, what does that mean? In this context, I don't understand what they're going for there, but I'm very interested to see what that looks like in game. Shoulders generate a charge of teleport. When you defeat an enemy, cannot occur more often than once every 30 seconds. This will probably be best in slot shoulders for builds that aren't having to do with Disintegrate, because that is basically a free teleport, essentially, especially when you're overworld farming. If you watch the video that I just posted, well, you haven't seen it yet. The video I'm posting either tomorrow or the next day on the best farming build for the wizard, this would make that shoulder build 10 times better, because you could basically keep teleport going much faster. This is huge. I can't wait for that. This one, not so much. Black hole now devours the power of enemies caught within it, increasing the damage you deal by 2% up to a maximum of 10%. So basically every enemy caught is additional 2%. And there you go. For 2 seconds you get 10% more damage. The cooldown is just not worth it, and this is definitely tailored to PvE, and I just don't think this will be viable. I could be wrong, and this could be totally towards PvP. I'll test it, but I don't. When I'm reading this, I don't think it's viable. The next ones are interesting though. So offhand, when magic missile deals a critical hit, it explodes and deals additional damage to nearby enemies. So you would replace in your single target build the one that makes you have 2 additional beams that come off your magic missile. So it will be, and that's all the time. Every time you cast it, you have those additional missiles, whereas this is only on critical hit, which does happen a lot. But it would be interesting to see just how much damage it does, to see if it's truly, if that RNG is better than having that consistent damage. We will test it and let y'all know. Arcane Wind now conjures a storm that grows over time, pulling in and damaging nearby enemies, and that's a main hand. Main hand is a primary spot for the wizard and really sets the tone for your overall build. So it is, like I said, just a very competitive spot. So that'll be interesting. We got to see what the damage is and how long it lasts. And then does that work in tandem with the offhand that gives you additional Arcane Wind charges, where you could have 2 of these storms growing? What's the cooldown look like? This could be really good, but I do have a lot of questions. Developer's notes: for the wizard, Arcane Winds adds an additional gather skill to your toolkit to round up enemies, so your Lightning Nova and Arcane Missiles can shred through them. Very interesting. Can't wait to try it out. Lots of interesting stuff. So Rune system redesign. We were not anticipating this change whatsoever, but we got it. So this is cool. Basically what they're doing is removing all of the additional runes that we had that we never ever got to fully use. Basically, in game, you had all these different runes that you had to have 2 different types in order to make stuff for. Well, now they're removing that, but keeping Fading Embers. So now these AST runes are going to help you get bound legendaries, and then Fading Embers will help you get unbound legendaries, which is awesome. This is a massive W for free to play. I mean, really anyone and all people that play the game, but especially the free to play, because now you have the ability of farming for Fading Embers and selling your gems, and at the same time of grinding those Fading Embers to sell legendary gems, you're also going to be getting these AST runes that are going to help you get a 1 or 2 star legendary gem of your choice, which is awesome. Or you can also put 5 Fading Embers for 1 AST rune, which that's the ratio. It is what it is. But this is massive. Again, mainly for the free-to-play. Low spenders or anyone pushing resonance in general, trying to get to like 3K or so forth, aren't probably going to use these. But if you are a light spender or free-to-play, this right here, this should be your target, because that's going to help you max out those 2-star legendary gems, which are very, very good. We have some really strong 2-star legendary gems. I've covered that in other videos. This is a massive win. And not only, this is just like a boost of resonance that I was not anticipating us to be able to get. And that goes in, and the coolest thing is you can get both of these at the same time by farming Elder Rifts. So it feels like your Elder Rifts are way more viable than they were. This is a huge, huge W that I feel like is going to be completely underappreciated, and I'm going to be smashing through these as much as possible, because this is a massive win, and I just hope everyone understands that. Smash the like button if you agree. All right, to smooth out the transition of reward the time and investments of players, basically there's now a convergence. You can convert your other currencies with this right here. So 8 common runes for 1 AST rune, 2 magic runes for 1 AST rune, 1 ATI rune for 3 AST runes, 1 Fa rune for 18 Fading Embers. Wait, how much do you get if right now? Hold on a minute. What do you right now? What is this is better, right? 1 Fa rune is like 14. So to get 1 Fa rune right now, it's only 14 Fading Embers, if I'm correct, which means this is, in theory, for the next 24 hours, you should be getting more Fa runes to get more Fading Embers. See what I did there? Interesting. Anyway, moving on. Developers notes, through community feedback, we realized that the rune system left players with bags full of excess runes, facts, that they would likely never be able to use. Also true. The new streamlined process will alleviate the pain points from the previous system and provide everyone with increased gem power rewards. Also agree. That's a good point. I did not take that into account. So even as a medium spender, high spender, whale, whatever you are, even if you don't plan on using the 1-star or 2-star gems, this is free gem powder that you're going to be grinding. So that's a good point, and that's a W. All right, new normal gem attributes. So this one, DM Darth Microtransaction mentioned this was controversial. I'm going to give you my opinion. I don't think it's that controversial. I feel like this is exactly what we should come to expect once we get something like this. So moving into it, so new normal gem attributes. So normal gems will now have a new attribute called refinement that increases the base attribute of the equipment slot the normal gem is socketed into. The increased from refinement is a fixed percentage based on the rank of the normal gem, and it scales at a fixed percentage as your normal gems increase up in rank, up to max rank of rank 10. Normal gems also gems of all colors provide the same increase at their respective rank. Cool. So basically, what they're saying is that you're going to be getting an increase to the primary stat, which is, I want to say, health for everything but your hands, which is damage, which means your hand piece is going to be one, you're going to want to make sure you have at least 3 sockets on, so you can really, really power up your hands as much as possible, which would be just a crap ton of damage, which is interesting. And then basically the normal gem drop update, all of this just basically means you can farm hidden layers, and the first 2 farms of hidden layers are the most efficient, where you can get 9 bound normal gems and then 9 unbound normal gems. And then they made the screen, or the AI, or the view for the end user, when you go into a hidden layer, it'll tell you what you have gotten so far and what you have left to collect. So you know exactly when you should stop doing them or stop farming them, which is a massive W in my opinion. And then the ability of getting basically 50% more gems is going to help the market as well. I am one of the ones that doubled down on this idea, and I hope they sell for more than 400. If they do, I'm about to make a killing in the market. But we will know in less than 24 hours when this update actually hits the live servers. But I did buy I think it was like 30,000 is what I said in a previous video, 30,000 platinum worth of normal gems to see if I could flip the market a bit. Fingers crossed I didn't screw myself. I don't think I did. I feel like at worst I would break even, but I should make out on top. I don't know. We'll see what this does to the market. So all in all, I think this is a massively good change. This will, like DM said in his video, this will definitely separate the pay to win to the free to play when it comes to the general power you're going to get from normal gems, but that really already existed. If anything, it's shortened the amount of years it took to max out normal gems, which is a W obviously. And then it also is going to help the overall currency of the game as well as the market, the economy. It'll help the overall economy, which is a really good goal to try to capitalize on. So this is a massive W. Let's see what the dev notes are. So dev notes, we recognize normal gems are rather scarce. To help alleviate this, we are providing additional ways to obtain both bound and unbound normal gems. The goal is to provide more normal gems that can potentially be sold in the grand market by placing them inside hidden layers. We achieve that goal while increasing the replayability of hidden layers and wilderness exploration that results from searching for them. The change to make hidden layers spawn more dynamically based on server population is aimed at normalizing the supply in the market. So basically, I forgot to mention that as well, but they added more hidden layer activity based dynamically based off how populated your server is. Basically means that you should be able to find them pretty easily. Yeah, overall, I think this is good. Moving on, essence transfer and extraction improvements. All safe zones will now have an essence transfer merchant within them. The ability to extract multiple legendary items at once can also be performed in the merchant's menu, which is so nice. This is a huge peace of mind that I'm glad they did. Combat globe changes. So frenzied globe and charged core are ones that existed in the defense of Krygar, I want to say is how you say it. Now they're going to open world, which is going to make open world farming that much faster, which is a massive W. This is also a indirect buff to the Paragon tree, treasure finder, treasure hunter, whatever it is. That's definitely going to make this a lot better if you do the bottom half of that tree, which I do recommend you doing, which makes the globes spawn a little bit more frequently. Massive W there. So the charge core is immediately makes your ultimate available for use. And then the frenzied, which is the red one, increases your critical hit chance to 100% for 10 seconds. Very nice. New activity fishing. So basically, once you get to level 43, you can begin the quest line to unlock fishing. Fishing as a whole is very, very exciting. I'm going to read some of this. So there's only a few different spots. There's 3 zones right here where you can fish. Ashwold, Cemetery, Bilefen, and the Frozen Tundra. And are notated by a fishing icon on the zone map. Fishing areas are safe zones, and you cannot be attacked by monsters while inside of them, which is, I didn't realize that. That's massively cool. You can only fish with a designated fishing spot. Okay, makes sense. You can get bait. So what? Daily purchase limit of 200. Before you attempt, let's see. Before you attempt to catch any fish, you'll want to visit a fisher who will also be within the safe zone to purchase some bait. Each attempt at fishing will consume 1 piece of bait. Unlimited bait can be purchased from the fisher, and you can hold 99 pieces in your inventory at a time, so budget your bait wisely. All right, so where's the calculator? So we're saying, I should probably be able to do this math in my head, but that's not happening today. So let's say it's 200 for 1, right? So then times that by 99. It's your max inventory. So 19,800, just under 20,000 gold. It's max out your bait in terms of what you can carry. That is very cheap. Very cheap. So that's good. I was really worried this was going to be an additional stressor to the gold economy, which if you're incredibly active, you have a ton of gold. But if you're someone who does the gambling a lot to try to get more legendaries, then you probably don't have a lot of gold because that gets really expensive really quickly. But again, this is cool. All right, so once you have your rod, some bait, and a favorite watering hole in mind, it's time to wrangle up some fish. By tapping or clicking on the rod icon next to your skill buttons, you'll choose specifically where within the fishing spot to cast your line. After releasing the button, a timer will appear at the top of your screen, displaying white, blue, and gold colored fish icons. As your bobber rests among the water, fish will nibble at it periodically, and you'll notice the timer will slowly begin to fill, passing by each of the 3 fish to icons as it does. When you decide to reel in a catch, it is completely up to you, but the longer you allow your bobber to sit in the water, the higher probability you have of catching a rarer species of fish. Be sure to not deliberate over when to reel in for not too long. If the timer fills up, the fish will grow restless and disappear. All caught fish will go directly into your inventory. Interesting. Okay, so if you catch this basically just says that if the app closes, that your fishing instance will stop. See the types of fish. You can exchange them for, XP and gold. Interesting. So and keep in mind, this is a common fish, it looks like. 70 gold. It costs 99 gold. 200 gold. So you lost 130 gold from that. And it's a common fish, which leads me to believe you'd get way more fish at higher levels. After you reeled in a handful of fish, head back over to the nearest fisher to exchange your hard-caught fish for rewards. There are 5 categories of fish: common, uncommon, rare, legendary, and mythic. Each denoted by a different coloring of the fish within your inventory. Obviously, this is common. The rarer the fish, the greater the rewards you can exchange your catch for, such as items of random rarity and new aesthetics for your fishing rod. I did not catch that the first 2 times I read this. You can get new aesthetics for your fishing rod. Say what? Okay. This is part of the bestiary. We have more fish. Interesting. This will probably be my thumbnail. So there are 40 unique species of fish populating the waterways of Sanctuary. Each species has a preferred habitat and can only be caught there. That makes sense. Make sure to visit all the fishing spots to see which bounties you can wrestle up from the water. Within the bestiary, Angler's Log section is blah, blah, blah. Fishing presents a new way of playing Diablo Immortal experience Sanctuary, where might your pursuit take you? This is actually really cool. So make sure I didn't skip anything here. Oh wait, I did. So within the Bestiary Angler's Log, the entry for each list, along with the number you've caught, the highest weight caught by you, and the highest weight caught by your server. That is a straight up leadership, or not leadership. Oh my god, now my work's kicking in. Like a hierarchy of who has the most fish. Now we're competing in a fishing contest. This is awesome. There's also a Angler's Log reward dedicated for adventurers to collect by catching the amounts of unique fish species. Very cool. This is cool. Okay, so developers note, because Diablo Immortal is an MMORPG, we have a unique opportunity to explore the world of Sanctuary through a new lens. Fishing is our first step towards adding immersive world-based experiences that bring combat-less gameplay with social touches. Our goal was to provide a relaxing activity for players who have achieved their personal character power goals for the day but aren't ready to log off. You still want to be a part of the world of Sanctuary. There's a light touch skill component to catching fish, and you can earn bragging rights for reeling in the biggest fish of Sanctuary. This is really, really cool because, once you complete all progression on your main character, instead of going to an alt, you can do this and potentially get even more stuff on your main character, which I do want to flip over to Data Miner ARPG. It says chance to catch a treasure chest while fishing containing tradable common gems. All the more reason to do this. And I'm assuming common gems is the normal gems, is my understanding, which is very cool. And then apparently also gifting functionality that allows players to gift cosmetics to friends, warband, and clan members. Interesting. I'm less curious about this one, but this basically makes it so fishing is definitely something you should be doing as much as possible. Very cool. All right, moving on. We're going to try to power through this because it is a super long video already. So now we have an activity scheduler and calendar. You can see what's coming. You can schedule things ahead of time for both your warband as well as your clan on the create an activity scheduler. So this is cool. I like that a lot. And then these are all the activities on your calendar, and you can looks like you can add notifications, which is a huge W because I would totally have some of these triggered all the time, which is very, very cool. And that's it. Okay, so server merges, additional server merges are happening to servers that weren't merged already. Nothing crazy there. Hungry Moon, limited time events coming back. I'm sure it's going to be the exact same. Starts March 2nd through March 6th. Okay, nothing crazy. Bug fixes, let's see. No, February 14th. Sick. Q&A. Oh, yes. Oh, January 19th. Wait. Oh, it's in February. Duh. My bad. I was like, is this yesterday? Okay, so that's going to be it for it. And I don't want to say like that's it. Obviously, it took me 30-ish minutes to cover this. This is a phenomenal update. Fishing, I was not looking forward to at all. That's what a fishing screen looks like. As you can see, all the different, so this is a higher percent chance of getting this rarer fish, which makes a lot of sense. I do love that they confirmed that you won't be attacked because, like, honestly, for like, if you're working or doing homework or something, you could just have this off to the side and then, you know, fish. But be productive at the same time, which is really, really cool. I love this, especially when I'm like editing video and whatnot. Super, super excited about fishing, which I was not excited about. Normal gem changes are interesting. Overall W, I think. The rune system redesign is a massive W. I think this is probably one of the better updates we've had for Diablo Immortal in a long time, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I cannot wait to come out with even more videos talking about this new update. But let me know in the comments what you're most excited about, and let's get straight into the update as soon as it comes out.